YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Typical. Good evening, everybody. Just as I was about to go, hello, I knocked a thing off the cabinet next to me. But that's fine. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are well today. Oh, gosh. Hot coffee, hot coffee, hot coffee, hot coffee. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. I've spilt hot coffee down myself and dropped something off the cabinet. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good. Welcome to the chaos here on the YouTubes. So this is Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. We're going to be doing some tarot readings a little bit, well, very, very soon, in fact, as we go on throughout today. Don't forget, everybody, as of recently, the only way you can get queue jump, so if you want to get your reading up next, the best way to do it now is to send a super chat via YouTube. Okay, send a super chat, and that comes up to me automatically. It gets starred, it gets put in a different part of the system, and it's an automatic. It will get you your reading next. If 3 or 4 people send super chats, we'll go through all of those and then start offering the free readings, where basically we'll ask you to put your question into the live chat, and then that will, one of those will get picked at random. That's what I'm trying to say. So then we've got lots of people in the stream so far. Good evening to everybody that I pulled up earlier. Oh, thank you, Nanette. Nanette's one of our members. She was on the members only live stream just now, and she said she forgot to tell me she likes my eyeshadow. Thank you. This is all Juvia's place, which I'm gutted. I went to Superdrug Online, which used to stock Juvia's place, and I thought, oh, Black Friday sale, there's 2 palettes that I haven't got that I would like from theirs, and then that's everything. They do like a really deep purple one, and I thought that would go really nicely with the purple one I've got, the pale one. Turns out Juvia's place is no longer stocked at Superdrug. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise, but anyway, thank you very much. So then a bit of housekeeping on the channel. Let me just get the banner up. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, you do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot is a good tool for guidance, but don't let it dictate what you do. Okay, you've got to use your own brain and your own make your own choices. Okay, so if something comes up on the tarot and you think, oh, that's a good idea, then that's fine. But if you think, oh no, I'm not sure, I don't really want to do that, or that might backfire, or whatever, you make all your own choices. Okay, it is your life, and you make those choices, and you have to live with those choices. So tarot should never replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. So we talk about on this channel shadow work and things like that. If you are not ready for shadow work, if you are one of those people out there who has gone through traumatic experiences and you've buried them and buried them and buried them, but you are doing okay with that, then maybe don't go digging just yet. You know what I mean? And if you haven't got emotional support, then maybe don't go digging just yet. The other thing you need to bear in mind is that you do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. Now, I was talking about our channel members. We've got up here, the channel memberships are over at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. If you want to join over there, members do get a weekly live stream. I had a poppy seed in my mouth. We had some sushi earlier. It was really yummy, but yeah, I had a poppy seed. If you become a member, you get the standard videos as early as I can get them. Now, the one caveat with getting the videos early is the witch casket videos, because that needs to be up on YouTube as soon as it possibly can. So normally there's less advanced time on that. The rest of the videos, you'll get at least a day's notice, a weekly members only chat. There's a members only candle club now, which is also going to be including at some point some Reiki going into the candles and all of this. So there's a lot of things that we're doing on the members. There's a few downloads or a couple of downloads. There's more downloads to come as well. And I've just been chatting to the members about something I'm working on behind the scenes, and the members will get access to the first batch of some stuff that I'm working on. So yes, so there's a lot going on. So if you would like to know more about that, go and click over here. We also send out messages when with the members only live, and general just life updates as well go up there. So then if you would like a reading on this channel, how do you get a tarot reading? It's dead simple. It's dead simple, right? Dead simple. Oh, hang on. Nikita, a year ago, you told me an ex was toxic. Then I didn't consider it back then. It turns out your ex was cheating on you with another girl. Sometimes, my darling, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sometimes the cards know. Sometimes the cards know. And it's just one of those things. I don't know how they know. I really don't. But sometimes they know. And thank you, love. And they are... that's what happens. He was out for you. Oh my god. Yeah, well, I hope that you're doing okay now. And I'm glad you got rid of him. I'm glad you got rid of that toxic energy. I really, really, really am. So yes, hopefully, fingers crossed, that's next relationships, next people you see in your life will be a much friendlier type of vibe. But yes, that just I'm glad you got through it, put it that way. Right then, what was I saying before I read comments? So normally, right, let me tell you all. So normally when I do my tarot readings, I don't look at the live comments because, as you just saw, I get distracted. I do have ADHD, so reading the comments is really distractful. So if I'm doing you a reading, for example, and I say to you, oh, it could be this, it could be that. There's been occasions where like I might say, oh, this could be work related. And you're like, yes, it is. And I say, oh, well, if it is work related, it could be this, but it could also be relationship based. And I can't see when you're saying, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's about Debbie in accounts. I can't see that. So if the mods, sometimes the mods will say in a WhatsApp group we've got, it will ping up and say, yes, it's work or something. But if the mods don't do that, I cannot see what you are typing, okay, until I come to the end of the reading and then switch the camera background and switch the comment screen back on. So just be aware of that, because I know there's been occasions where people have been like, yes, Lisa, you're not listening to me. It's like, no, because I literally can't see. But yes, apart from all of that, let's crack on with some reading. So I do have 2 decks on the desk. We've got, now the first one I'm using because I gave it away in a in my Halloween giveaway video, and it is the Hanson Roberts deck. So I'm going to show you very briefly what this looks like. It's a very old deck, not sort of ancient, yoldy worldy, deep and meaningful old, but it's just old, right? So this is the Hanson Roberts, and it's fine. It's fine. It's not my personal taste, although I do quite like the jolly sort of characters, really. But there's just something about this black line that has always bugged me. But it's a good deck. It's a useful deck. It's a friendly deck. It's quite, to be fair, it's quite a camp deck, isn't it? I mean, look at that. Look at that. Quite camp. But, you know, I mean, why are those pentacles placed on that person where they are? You know what I mean? It's like there's some questions. There is some questions, but it's a good deck. But to go a little bit deeper, I've also got the vice versa deck. Now, if you've never seen this deck before, why is it called the vice versa? Well, because look, on the back of the card is another version of the same picture. So this would be the sort of standard vision of the star, and then when we flip it, we've got a different version. Now, this isn't the same as a reversal, but it's kind of in those, in that line. Okay, so the reverse picture has a different meaning for the star. So yeah, so if we, you'll see that I flip between both decks probably this evening, just because, just no real reason, just because I like to mix and match a little bit. Again, if you are new here, you may not know that we use dragons on this stream. What do I mean by dragons? Hopefully someone is going to whack it into the doodah. Someone is hang on. Do I ever feel like reading the messages you see in the chat? I do, and I do read them, but not while I'm reading a reading. When I'm doing a tarot reading, if I read that, then it's like, it would be fine if it was just the person commenting that I was reading for, but it isn't. It's like somebody might say, oh, as Nikita said, somebody might say, you know, my ex was toxic, and then everybody else says, oh, I hope you're doing better, you know, I hope you're in a better place now, blah 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 blah. And so because of that is constant messages going on with people being incredibly supportive, which I am here for 100%. But as a reader, if I'm reading that, then I'm reading here's 15 people saying that's really bad, or I hope you've got better, I hope, you know, you've got that toxic bum out your life, all of that. It's difficult to pass through that in real time, which is why I don't read them whilst I'm on the streams. See, and now literally, because I was mid-flow when I came back onto this camera, I've now forgotten what I was going to say. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, so anyway, I've got the dragons. So the dragons are tulpas, servitors, egregores, that are working with my elemental energies. Now, the one we use on this stream is called Wispy. Thank you, Neil. Neil was waiting for me to get back on task, you see. Neil knew that I would probably come back round to it eventually, tangent myself back to it. So yeah, Wispy is the dragon that we use. Neil's put it in the chat there. There is a podcast episode all about the servitors, egregores, tulpas that I work with. So if you want to know more about that, do please go and check that out. It's a very, very interesting video. And I may or may not be working on 2 new servitor egregores right now. So yes, but that's not something that's going to get chatted about. Anyway, right then, we've done all the housekeeping. Everything is done and dusted. So let's crack on with some readings. By the way, if you are looking for a tarot reader that is light and fluffy and all about the positivity, just keep staying positive, live, laugh, love, live, life, love, live, love, laugh, live, love, life, laugh. Think what is it they say? Live, laugh, life, live, laugh, lobotomize. That's the one. But no, that's not me, right? That's not me. That's not how I work. I work very simply, right? It's like this. If you believe that what was I saying? My brain's just farted. I didn't mean to say if you believe. What I mean to right. One second. Let me, because the chat's going. There we go. how I work is like this, right? Your friend will say to you, oh, I'm really sorry, Bob. I'm really sorry, Bob, that you're not feeling well. When you're feeling better, give me a ring and we'll go for coffee. Okay, that's fine. Perfectly good friend way of acting. Your best friend will say, Bob, for God's sake, get out of bed. You've been in that bed for a week straight. You're just a bit down. I tell you what, I am coming to yours. Get in that bloody shower because you stink. I am coming to yours. I'll be there in 45 minutes. Get some clothes on. I'm going to take you for lunch. And afterwards, we might even go for a pint or two, right? That is the difference. A best friend can say, you stink. You've been in bed all week. Get the hell up. But they will do it in a supportive way while also leading you out to get some fresh air or whatever it is, whereas a friend will just say, oh, you know, give me a bell. So that's the difference. Okay, if you like them, my way of reading is like your best mate. So if you're doing something wrong, if the cards tell me that they have tried telling you 15 times, that will come up and that will be how I do it, if that makes sense. So yes, there we go. So then if you would like a tarot reading, let's go ahead and open the first round. First of all, if you want a tarot reading, if you want to guarantee that your reading is up next, you can go across to Super Chat. Yeah, just down in the comments thing, there's a little like dollar bill thing. That's a super chat. Send it as a super chat and I will guarantee your readings are up first. Okay, so if we get 3 super chat messages in, I will go through those as they come in. Once we've exhausted all the super chat messages, then I will go to open a round for free readings. If nobody wants a super chat, then it will automatically go to the free readings, and the free readings, I will pick one of those at random per round. Okay, if you want to super chat your reading so that you get it next, you can do that at any time during the evening. If however you want to concentrate and keep trying your luck with a free reading, please only type it into the chat once per round. That's really important. A, it's not fair on everybody else, and B, it gets almost impossible for that to be sort of fair. And if spamming the chat, not only does Nightbot, which is YouTube's automatic bot, not only does Nightbot not like it, but the mods are more than likely to delete your messages if you're spamming. Okay, so the mods have my full backing, and the mods are 100% in control of everything that happens apart from the actual reading. So if a moderator says watch that language, or if a moderator says please don't spam, and you continue to do so, it's the mods, the moderators, the amazing mod squad, that will absolutely take action. And yep, their word is law here on this channel. Anyway, just in case you didn't get all of that bit, if you want to know how to get a reading, the round is open. Go ahead and do whichever way you want, either a super chat or put it into the live chat right now. Okay, right then, let me entertain you. No, every time, let's have a look. So there's nothing come through on the super chats, so we are going to choose one of these ones at random. We're going with, I guess we're going with, hang on, right, I can see the area we're scrolling in, so we're going with this one. Who's this? Oh no, that's, I've just, how do I highlight like 25 comments then? That's bizarre. Here we go, we're going with this one. Oh no, that's Nanette saying hello to Chloe. Right. No, that's Ed. He's a mod. This one. Lisa. Oh, hello, Lisa. Cool name. Good evening, Lisa. Will I get hired by Dermaplane? Okay, nice straightforward question. Let's see if we can get you a nice straightforward answer. Right then, so we are going to cleanse the air with the bell. I'm going to swap cameras before I do any of that. And we are going to ask Wispy. Wispy, my darling, for the first time this evening, welcome to the channel. Well, for the first time on this channel. welcome, Wispy. We have got a reading for Lisa. I know, right? Not me, the other Lisa. There is more than one. And Lisa would like to know, are they going to get hired by Dermaplane? Will Lisa get a job at Dermaplane? That's what we want to know. So then what we're going to do, Wispy, a little bit different, because this is a yes-no answer. We're going to do a... shall we just do a single card? Shall we just do a single card? Let's try a single card. And if we need to clarify with Hanson Roberts, we will do. Okay. That's what we're going to do, Lisa. We'll try a single card. Now, this is going to be on the money. So then let's have a look. So, Wispy, putting you to the test, my friend. Here we go. Do the card drop. Oh. And then we are on. Oh. Oh, look. Look, it's the Empress. All right, it's the Empress reversed. It's the back of the Empress, but it's the Empress. Oh, that camera's gone very, very low. Oops. And apparently angles. Right, I didn't know that. Let's bring that back up now. What have I done? I've broken it all. See, right, so we've got the Empress. Now the Empress is all about abundance, so this would say yes, there is money coming your way, there is abundance coming your way. It is reversed, so I don't think it's going to maybe be quite as quick as you're hoping, or quite as easy as you're hoping. So it may well be that there's an employment process to go through rather than just there's an interview and then you start. But yeah, so the flip side, or the standard kind of look of the Empress, is a lot more like this. And the Empress, if you don't know, is one of my favorite, or she is my favorite tarot card, because the Empress talks about family and community and all those lovely, lovely bonds. Some tarot readers see her as the divine feminine, so the epitome of Mother Earth, Gaia type energy. I see that, but I don't limit her to that. For me, the Empress is about, like, it is that Gaia energy, but it's also about abundance. It's about growth. It's about knowing yourself. It's about being wise and helpful and all of these amazing traits that the Empress has. This way round, she's still got all those traits. It just means that you have to come at it from a different angle. So I do think 100% it's a major arcana card. If I show you the sort of more standard image of the Empress, we've got this one here where it's in a cornfield with child, or with a child, but this is very much talking about coming at it from a slightly different angle. So I would say yes, if you're looking for a yes no answer, yes, but so yes, but yes you will, but it feels like there are going to be a few little diversions along the way. But yes, it would be the answer. I hope that helps. I really do. I really hope that helps. So yes, there you go. Thank you very much. And yes, thank you ever so much. Right then, shall we go ahead? And I know that was short but sweet, wasn't it? But absolutely, one card reading, and for a major card to come up, that's really positive. It's a really definitive answer. And the Empress for me would be a definitive happy place. Yes, cuddly, cozy, kind of cottage kitcheny. Yes, if that makes sense. So yes. Anyway, I hope that helps. Thank you very much for your question. Right, shall we go ahead and open up another round? Let's open up another round. So if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or go ahead and send it as a super chat. Super chats automatically come through, and they also help support the channel. YouTube does take a cut out of super chats, but it does help support the channel. That is a very, very lovely way that people have been supporting. And whilst that's all going on, I am going to move the candle that's burning just here, because it's about to burn out, and I'm going to replace that candle. So I'll do that in just a second. And just in case you didn't understand anything I just said, here's a handy dandy little video. Yes, indeed. So I will change the candle. It's not quite gone out yet, but I will change the candle in just a second. Right, let's have a look. We have no super chats on this round, but so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions in, and luckily they're one after the other. So then let's have a look. Let me just take the banner off. There we go then. So I can keep the screen here, and I can go up and down on this front screen and pick that one. Oh! Holland! That sneaked in. That sneaked in just as... Right then. Let me try that again. That question sneaked in just as I was picking. So we're going to do it. I'm doing it this way, and we're going for this one. I don't know who this is. This is Nikitha. Good evening, Nikitha. Question. Let me star it and go over to the other screen. There we go. So, Nikitha, will I get 99 plus percentile in my 2023 exam, which is on the 26th of November? I mean, no pressure or anything. 99 plus percentile. Okay, well, I get once again, this is a yes/no question. 26th of November. So you have got time to do a bit more cramming, a bit more studying. So let me have a look. Shall we go with the Hanson Robert deck, maybe? No, I'm going to stay with this one. I'm just watching this candle burn out. Yeah, so we'll stay with this one. Don't forget, everybody. Oh, hang on. I need to change cameras, don't I? I was about to say, don't forget, everybody, you can super chat. That guarantees your question is up next. And also, it's a much longer reading. So it's a 6 or 7 card reading with the super chat ones. And also a talisman pull. We've been doing that recently as well. This candle is just about gone. So I'm going to put the snuffer on it because I don't want all the smoke to go everywhere like it did the other day. Right, there we go. That's good. Right then. So, Wispy, my friend. Nikitha would like to know, will they get 99 plus percentile in their CAT 2023 exam on the 26th of November? So will they get in that 99 plus percentile in their CAT 2023 exam on the 26th of November? Right, let's have a look. Again, no card has flipped. Wispy quite often likes flipping the cards so that we can see we get a clarifying or a modifying card. So then this doesn't feel like, this feels like a 3 card, and I don't know why. So let's have a look. Right then. Oh, maybe it's a 3 card because there isn't a definitive. Right. Okay. So we've got the 10 of Swords. This will be in the where you are now position. Now, Swords for me is trouble and strife, obstacles, challenges. Now, it feels interesting, this card, right? It tends at overflowing. So I don't know whether you've been like, this has been all encompassing for you recently. It feels like with this card, it feels like you've done, like when I say there's still time to cram, it feels like you've been doing that almost 24/7, staying up late, studying, working really bloody hard to try and get into that 99% percentile, trying to get that, like the highest, bestest score that you possibly can. And what I would say with that is I think you've done everything you can, right? I think you're worried about it. I think you're really, really worried about it. But it does feel like every single one of these challenges that's been coming up, it feels like you've kind of slain them. Now, there is a massive change happening. The transition card, Death, which is the transition card. Again, in a lot of decks, you'll see the Death card as just sort of scary dude with flag, which is kind of what this one is, like scary dude with flag. We've got the horse with the glowing eyes. Now, this is why I like this deck, because there is a different idea of death. Death isn't just about the Reaper of Souls. It's about a period of transition in life. Okay. So it's the end of a chapter, the start of something new. So it does feel like there is, like, your time of, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it feels like your time of studying is soon to be over, and you are going to go through a massive 180, a massive change moving forward, because we've also got the opportunity that's here, or the card that's coming up in the future position. We've got the Chariot. So there's movement here. There's a lot of movement here. So it depends on what this 99 plus percentile in your CAT 2023 exam, what that means for you. If that means like a massive life change and a massive journey starting, then it feels like you are going to achieve that goal. No matter what happens, you've got this massive transformation and this massive journey to start heading on. So it's going to be a really exciting end of year future plus for you. It sounds like it's really is coming to a changing point. It feels like almost like a nexus point. Now, that doesn't mean that you can stop studying. It doesn't mean that you can go into your exam in a week's time absolutely, or in a week's time drunk, or hungover, or not having slept the night before. You can't do any of that. You can't. This is only for entertainment purposes. You make all your own decisions about your own life, but do not go into your exam either on drugs, drunk, or hungover, or anything like that. Try and go in as rested as you can, as positive as you can, because I honestly feel that exam is going to go, I think, looking at the way this has come up, right? This card could be interpreted two different ways, but the fact that you've got the Chariot coming up, I think if that is your goal, I think you will achieve it, and I think it will lead on to some good things, because we've got the standard face of the Chariot. It's not that those good things are leaving you or they've left you behind. It's like they are coming to you. Does that make sense? These good moves, this good movement, this good journey in your life is coming to you. It's not leaving you. So anyway, I hope, wrong button. I hope that helps. I really do. It does feel really, really positive. And I know it wasn't a simple yes, no answer, but it does feel like it's a really positive outcome for you. So yes, I hope, my darling, that helps. Right. Oopsie. My candle snuffer stuck to the candle. That's always a good sign, isn't it? Right. Oh, and the other one went out as well. So what color candle shall we have? I think, do you know what? I am feeling the purple. Oh no, maybe not. Do I want to invoke spiritual energy when I'm all like Hatsu raid? No, shall we do some? No, come on. My gut is saying we're going to do. Oh, this could end badly, everyone. This could end with like me channeling people's long dead great grandmothers and things like that. So we'll just have to make sure that we don't get too much of that in today's live stream. But we've lit the purple candle. So purple candles, for me, purple represents spirituality, can also represent peace and like stillness, but for me it's always linked in with spirituality. It is the symbol for me it's the color for me, that I envisage in the LBP ritual. It's the colors that I use, it's the color that I just use for anything, oh no, spiritual related. That did not go well, did it? I managed to put the candle out. Hang on, everyone. I know, right? The 47-year-old witch can't light a fucking candle. I know. Oh, I just used the F word as well. Never mind. We're not monetized like that on the YouTubes at this point, so that's all fine. Why are you doing that, though? That's really interesting, isn't it? That's interesting that flame is cackling flame. Come on. Light. Yay. Stay lit. I don't think that's going to stay lit at all. Might do. Or it might already be going out. Oh, I know, right? Watch Lisa mess with candles. Today, live on the internet. I'm going to light a different candle directly from the purple one. So yes, if anybody needs any spiritual kind of connection in their life, light a purple candle. It's very good. It links in with the correspondences for me are with amethyst and things like that. Anyway, right, let's have a look. More tarot readings. Let's get more readings. Hang on. Comments. Good evening to Flower Beauty. What? Well, I don't know what it is, Nikita. My brain isn't fully working, so yes. Why are people laughing? What? Because I said percentage instead of percentile. My brain just went bloop. Oh, okay, it's for your masters, and yes, I know. That's what I mean. You want to be in the 99th percentile. That's what I mean. So there's 1% of people. You're in the top 1% or whatever I said. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Oh yes, please do leave an update. Yes, good luck. Good luck. Right then. Yes, that's what I thought. That's what I thought I meant. That's what I thought I said. Anyway, never mind all of that. Let's start another round. So we're going to open another round right now. If you would like a tarot reading, please go ahead and do the things. Pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, or if you want to guarantee, you don't want to take it to leave it to chance, you can guarantee your reading is up next by super chatting. Just send it as a super chat. If you don't know how to send a super chat, it is literally just below where the comments button is. I believe there is a dollar like note kind of wiggly sign thing. I believe that's there, and then you click it and you can send a super chat. So what we say on this channel is any amount. A lot of people last week, or say a lot of people, some people last week were sending $5 and things, so I don't know how much that is in UK money. Don't really mind, but a super chat will just guarantee your reading is next, and also mean that you are helping to support the channel. So thank you ever so much for those of you that choose to do that. I'm now lost there we go. I'm back on the right screen now. Sorry, I had to waffle then, didn't I? Did you notice that I waffled while I was like, which button am I supposed to be pressing? And the answer is this one. Yes, indeed. So then let's have a look in the comment section. No super chats have come in. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 questions in. Is that right? Is that right? Yep. So again, if I put the screen just here, I can move the mouse around and close my eyes and click on this one. Where's the mouse? Oh, there. Right. No, hang on. Hold on. No, I've just opened a thing. Oh, flaming heck. How do I get off that? There we go. Oh, that was scary for a second. Right, one of these 4. We're clicking on this one. I need to find a better way of doing this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that why am I not clicking? Right. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to do it completely. There we go. Who's this? Janice Caff. There we go. Put it in the starred section. There we go. Janice Caff. How does Laura feel about me? I wonder if she's interested in me. Thanks a lot. Do you mean interested in you like that? Like boom chicka wow wow? Or do you mean interested like, I don't know, a friend? Let me see. What am I doing? No. Click on that button. Right. Brain. Let's come back to center. Let's come back to the center and let's do this properly. Right. Click on the button. Change the camera. That's what we do. There we go. Change to the webcam, to the card cam. So then let's have a look. How does Laura feel about you? I've got to say, you're probably thinking in the boom chikawawa sense. Have I got a boom chikawawa? Wispy, we're going to bring you in now. Do I have a boom chikawawa? I used to have a boom chikawawa sound. Now all I've got is... You've got to do the hand movement there as well. Oh, come on. There you go. So I imagine that's what it is. If not, then maybe you two should. I don't know. Let's have a look then. So Wispy, Janice Kath would like to know, how does Laura feel about them? How does Laura feel about Janice? Janice is wondering if Laura is interested in them. So that's what we want to know. How does Laura feel about Janice? Because Janice wonders if Laura is interested. Let's have a look then. So here we go, Wispy. A 3 card. We're going to do the good old fashioned where you are, what you need to know, and opportunity. So we'll do your drop. Why do I cover up the cards when I'm doing a drop? Well, because this deck is double-sided. So unlike other decks where I could just have the drop like this. If it's like this and this card is up and we know that that's going to be the top card, then we know that that isn't an option. So I always do that just to keep it mysterious, if you like. Well, not mysterious, just keep it so that I don't get affected either way by the top card. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't seep through, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, where you are now, what you need to know, and what the opportunity is in the future. So then, where you are now, the 3 of Pentacles. So I don't know how. I've just seen a super chat come in because I'm on the start screen. Brian Oliver, I will get to you next, my darling. I will get to you next. Right then. So the 3 of Pentacles. I don't know how you are connected, but this is a work related card. Okay, so this is really talking about there being a connection from work, right, or through work somehow. It could also mean effort, and it could even mean study, because we've got all of these elements. So the 3 of Pentacles basically is talking about the whole thing, if you like, the whole thing of stepping forward, stepping into something that is bringing other people around you. So I don't know whether the 2 of you are friends already, or whether there is something kind of there, or whether you're workmates, but it really does feel like this is I always say the 2s are a couple coming together. The 3s are when they bring in family, friends, pets, children, and they move forward. Now, because this is a work one, I think this is where you are. I don't know whether you think that Laura's got feelings, but I think you might have feelings for Laura. But because this is a workplace situation, or a study situation, or something like that, it feels like it's not quite there at the moment. What you need to know, we've got the Hermit. Now that's interesting in this type of reading, because I don't know which one of you it's telling me is kind of needs some alone time, or has had some extended alone time. And I also like, that's the animation. This is a very, very similar image to that, where the Hermit is this old sort of figure that's in a cave with a lantern. Now, the reason the Hermit is depicted like this is because it's kind of talking about having to go on a bit of a journey, bit of an inner journey of discovery, to shine the lantern in your dark places, if you like, and to discover more about yourselves, to be able to live happily. Now, it could mean this is like coming out. It could mean this is about, somebody who's currently not available, but not available because they might not be in the best of places right now. But this is in the what you need to know. So I think that if this is you, then I think this is saying that before you start a relationship, there might be some shadow work to do. There might be some, personal defeating of personal demons, or defeating of, past trauma, exercising past trauma out, something like that. It feels like there's more going on than just, hi Laura, I like you. Do you know what I mean? The 9 of Wands is coming up in your opportunity. Now, this is really positive. So first of all, there's no cup card here. So there's no body of water depicted in any of these cards. So there's no emotions involved. So I don't think there's a love connection here just yet. But in the opportunity, the 9 of Wands for me is the epitome of the wands. And that is talking about gaining more confidence, gaining more self-esteem, having that level of security. Now, again, not bricks and mortar security in this case, but having security in the fact that maybe you feel you are worthy of being loved, or maybe that Laura feels that they are worthy of loving and being loved. So there's this element here about gaining that confidence and gaining that strength. I still think this is more about you, to be honest. Even though you're asking how Laura feels, I do get the impression this is very much about sort of where you need to head, if that makes sense, because it kind of feels like the most important card here is this what you need to know. So it feels like one of you needs to kind of just really settle in and think about what happens and about where you want to go. Does that make sense? It's like it feels like one of you has some unfinished business, some unfinished work to do. Now, this 3, in the way you are now, I honestly think, like, if you are working together, studying together, making any of those sort of connections, then it feels like this is currently platonic. Okay, so I wouldn't, if I were you, I wouldn't necessarily get my hopes up just yet. But also it feels like after this Hermit card, after this what you need to know, after this kind of this is a good thing to do, after that it feels like you need to move from there, if that makes sense, right? So do a bit of this inner work out whether you're interested in Laura, and whether that's from a place of platonic friendship or whether that's from a place of, you know, boom chicka wow wow, hang on, a place of something else. So yeah, that makes sense, if that makes sense, right? So in the short term, no, I don't see any immediate love connection, but this confidence is going to grow, and from there I don't know what's going to happen after these 3 cards. Again, I only normally see sort of like 4 to 6 weeks ahead with the cards, so anything can happen in 2024. What I would say is to really work out what that Hermit card means. One of you has to learn a bit more about who you are, and I'm not sure which one of you that is, but anyway, I hope that helps somehow. Janice, I really do, but thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, so I've got thank you, Holland. Yeah, I can see I've got Brian Oliver up. No, I don't want to open WhatsApp. I've got Brian Oliver up next, and then I have the Kelly vlog as well. So Brian Oliver, yours came in first, so we'll do yours. And as always, with a super chat reading, you do get more cards involved. If you can hear that noise, by the way, that is just, hang on, let me show you. That noise is, oh, there, hang on, which way? This way. Just here with the ratty bottle, you can just about see, just there, look, a little grey smudge. That's Mr. Tui, who is in there all by himself at the moment until we find him a cage mate, because his cage mate, his brother boyfriend, because we're not sure quite how they were related, but his cage mate passed away. So he's been getting lots of loves. Before I came on any of the lives, when I was doing my my eyeshadow this afternoon, he was sat in my bra. So there you go, a little bit of because when they're alone, ratties can really pine for their friends and family and loved ones, and so you have to give them extra cuddles if they're alone until you can find another cage mate. But yes, right then, Wispy. Back to the tarot. Brian Oliver would like to know. Oh, no, hang on. Where's my buttons gone? Bring my buttons back, please. Brian Oliver would like to know is a guy named Casey Denton doing black magic against them on Brian and his family? That's what we want to know, Wispy. So, is somebody called Casey Denton doing black magic on Brian Oliver and family? Right, let's have a look. I take it by black magic you mean like hexing, curses, juju, all of that sort of stuff, the negative side of things. Let's have a look, because one person's black is another person's charcoal is another person's gray. Right then, so what we're going to do is I'm going to Wispy saying keep shuffling. Okay, it's not there yet. It's not there yet. All right, Wispy. All right, you're the magical dragon that links to the Akashic fields and brings me all the information, and I just read it. Right, are you happy now? Okay, that way. Okay, are you happy now? Is that a happy dragon? It's a happy dragon. Right then, so I'm going to have I got another, there we go. Look, I'm going to cover that up, just pop that just there. This isn't your card, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a talisman first of all. So these talismans, they came with Witch Casket, and it's the reason I resubbed up last year. I think it was last year. And they are beautiful, but each talisman has a symbol on it. So this is the symbol for fire, and on the back it says Witch Casket and fire. So we've got a different sides, and these are elementals, right? So all 5 elements are depicted, and we're just going to cast this almost like a bone casting. Right, so okay, right, okay, there's nothing there that's come up. Right, okay, out of 2 throws, the spirit card is the one that is falling nearest to your deck on 2 occasions. I'm going to do it 1/3 time. So, Wispy, we want to know what's happening. And that's Earth this time. Okay, right, okay. Let me oh, right, okay. Let me do your spread. Let me do your spread. So if spirits come up, that's interesting, and Earth's come up as money. What would Casey gain from it? That's the question, Brian. What would Casey gain from it? Let's do your reading. So is there a black magic practitioner or a cursey hexy practitioner working, called Casey Denton, working actively against Brian and Brian's family? So we are going to do, I tell you what, I'm doing the 4 horseshoe. Let's look. Right, so now again, right, let me pull that card up so you can see the spread. But before I do, I want to say one thing, and this is really, really important, right? Whatever the cards say, even if it looks like there might be somebody actively working against you, do not pay somebody to take that off. There are ways that you can remove negative workings, doing protection workings and all of that. You can do that yourself, okay? A curse, a hex, normally only has or has the most effect, not only, but has the most effect if you believe in it, right? If you deny it and stop it, you can nullify a lot of basic hexes, curses and jujus. Okay, just bear that in mind. What I don't want you to do, Brian, is either way, after the stream, have some internet troll contact you and say, oh, I saw on the internet that you've got black magic around you and you believe black. Well, I can give you protection for just $400 million. Don't want that to happen. Okay, so if you ever get contacted by anybody offering that, it's bullshit. Just be aware. Okay, right, back to the camera. There we go. Right. I just needed to get that clear. Right. So in the past position, we got the 9 of Pentacles upright. So I get the impression if this is about you and your family and that concern, I think it's only come about recently that things have gone negative. It feels like in the past, everything was really hunky-dory. You had quite a positive aspect in terms of work, in terms of finances, in terms of being able to kind of, you know, work together and live a relatively happy normal life. Do you know what I mean? That's what this is telling me. Now there is an element here around High Priestess. Thank you. I've seen your message come in as well. I will get to yours. Yours is now 3rd in the queue with the super chat, so I will get to yours after Brian and Kelly. What was I saying? So yeah, that's what this feels like, right? It feels like everything was going okay in the past until it wasn't, because we've got the present card, we've got the Knight of Cups. Now Cups is an emotional suit, so Cups is talking all about emotions. The Knights are rebellious energy, okay? They're teenage energy. So I don't know how old Casey Denton is. I don't know what's going on with them, but it feels like the changes happening at the moment is all down to emotions. And the Knight energy is very stubborn and or changeable. Okay, so there's a lot of emotions going on here. Now, this could have been a sword card. Okay, it's not a sword card. Swords are challenges, hurdles and obstacles. We have got sword cards coming up, but it's not here. So I don't know whether this is coming externally, but we'll carry on. In the influence, so this is a place that it could be. We do have the Ace of Wands. Now this version of the Ace of Wands has this lightning bolt behind it, so this is a powerful element. Now Wands for me is all about security, so your sense of security, your sense of self, your sense of confidence. This side looks far more positive than this. So I think you yourself, your confidence has been rocked by something. And I think although this is an ace, so it's coming in as a new start, it feels like something somewhere has happened that's made you doubt yourself. And that doubt being fed from this emotional card with this Knight, I think that doubt is causing issues. And once that seeps in, then you start thinking, oh, is somebody working, you know, bad juju against me? Is somebody doing this? Is somebody doing that? The way this card is falling in this influence, I think that this may well be the answer to all of these other cards, which again, I'll get onto as we go through, because this is really saying that this influence, it could be external. I don't think it is. I don't think it's external. The challenge, we've got the 10 of Wands reversed. So again, the challenge here, interesting that the influence is the Ace of Wands in its negative aspect, and the challenge is the 10 of Wands in its negative aspect. Now the 10 of Wands normally would relate to gathering everything. Like I see 10s as being overflow, so the Wands are so much they're cascading everywhere. You're overconfident, so the overconfidence here coming up in the challenge or the obstacle position. Now I don't think that's the overconfidence of somebody else. I think this is coming back to you. I think something has happened, like somewhere here in the reading, with emotions, and I think that has led to an overconfidence. Now if there's been some failures or some perceived accidents, perceived negativity, it could just be coming from this feeling of overconfidence, that sort of vibe of I can do that when actually you can't. Do you know what I mean? It's like there used to be a comedy skit here in the UK where somebody believed that, you know, I can do that, and it was like going into somebody who's having heart surgery and saying to the surgeon, I can do that. And then, you know, all goes haywire. And it's that sort of vibe I'm getting. Now, in terms of the way other people see you, we've got the King of Swords. So this could be that you've got a nemesis out there. You've got an enemy out there. Hang on one second. I'm just taking a slurp of my coffee. So it could be that there is somebody out there that you've pissed off, or it could be that they see you as the bringer of hexes, curses, bad juju. So it could be that actually what's happening is that somebody else is working, maybe a mirror working, and because you're thinking that Casey Denton is working against you, maybe you're putting that out into the universe. And what's actually happening is that whoever this Casey Denton person is just setting up a mirror, and that all of those, oh, I bet it was Casey, I bet Casey had something to do with this, blah 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 blah, all of those feelings are then being sent back to you, and in such a way that it's then appearing that you are being cursed or jujued by that person. But this is coming up, this is saying that the awareness of other people are perhaps seeing you in this negative in this negative perspective. It really doesn't feel like this is external at all. Now, strength, we do have the reverse of the strength card. So this is the light and fluffy, and then this is what we've got. Now, it is strength against a demon. But do not read into this that demons are being sent to you, blah, 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 because I don't think it is. My absolute gut instinct on this is that this demon is representing your own okay, I'm just seeing those comments, but this demon represents for me this idea of someone else cursing you. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but this strength card in the advice position is basically saying, look, do not give this person your power. Do not give this person your power. Do not give them your strength. Do not give them any more attention. And in fact, kind of to pair it all like back, be strong in, how can I put it? Be strong in the belief that this is not the case, if that makes sense, because I don't feel, it doesn't feel like there's this big maliciousness going on, even with the Three of Swords coming up. So this is the heartbreak card, right? This way up, it's the heartbreak card. So coming up as an outcome, oh my god, things are going to turn shit. But you've got the reversal, which is saying that yes, this card has a heartbreak element to it, but actually you can see from the back, like the swords go through it, but the actual shield is undamaged. The person whose shield it is still standing. So if it is somebody doing black magic, they're crap at it, right? Let's be honest, they are bad at their job. If that's what they're trying to do, they are bad at their job. But what I think is happening is that there's this interplay of emotions going on with a lack of confidence coming from yourself, because maybe you were overconfident in something and that's come back to bite you on the bum, and that actually that's, you know, the people around you are maybe seeing that you now are part of the problem rather than the solution because of this all going on, and because maybe you're putting your belief that this other person is doing bad juju for you, that actually that is what's happening, whereas actually in actual fact you're being seen as maybe the person doing the bad juju. That's what the cards are saying. Don't do bad juju on me. Thank you very much. All that happens when anybody tries that is they get Rocky mightily pissed off. Rocky is our earth elemental dragon and the spirit elemental dragon and the protector of all of the dragons, if that makes sense. Right. Now I've got the deck laid out. This is why the readings, it was hard with the talisman. Now the cards are there. Oops. Now I'm going to drop. Right. Spirit. It is spirit. It is spirit. You've lost your confidence in things. What is going on with you, right? So you have lost your confidence in something. It is because spirit kept coming up. This is down to you. This is down to you. Now, you know, hang on. Right. I'm going to get to everybody's super chat. Don't worry. I'm coming. You know, in what's it called? Poltergeist type films, right? Here we go. Let's move that out of the way. You know, in poltergeist type films where they're like, and things like the bad exorcism movies, where they're like, oh, there's somebody in the house and you're paying it attention and therefore it's growing. That is what I think is happening with this. It's like, if you believe somebody is working against you, even if they're not, the universe will make it feel as if you're being worked against. Does that make sense? So it's like, if you're putting out into the universe, please stop bad people hexing me, then what you're actually putting out there is that bad people are hexing you. even if they're not, even if everything that's happening is just life in its ups and downs and twists and turns and rockiness and, you know, choppy seas and all of that, if it is just this is your period of unevenness and choppiness to get through, it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody is cursing or black magicking you. It's more than likely just this is life's twists and turns, and sometimes life is shit and sometimes life is wonderful. You've just got to get through, you know, the bad periods until you get to the next good one. Quite often we can see, and I've been a victim of it in the past myself, where something will happen and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm being jujued against. I need to do my protection spells and workings, and I need to do this and I need to do that. And in actual fact, it isn't a bad negative juju like practitioner out there. It's just life is throwing me a curveball. And then a few weeks, months, years later, you look at it and you go, I learned some really tough lessons, but I came through it all and it wasn't anything external. So yeah, I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. But if you want to be sure, there is a protection working on this, and I'm going to be doing some more videos in the new year about this. There is a protection working. It's a piss off bottle, it's called, and YouTube originally took it down. I had to re-edit it to get it back up. It's on this channel now, so have a look at my video content and just search for piss off bottle or protection, and you should be able to find it. Okay, and it's a good technique, it's a good working. I hope that helps. Right, let me go on to the live chat. Good evening, Ellis, how are you, my friend? So okay, he's heavily into the occult. When you first met him, he had boxes full of satanic books in his car. I've got, I think, the Satanic Bible sat on my bookshelf. It doesn't involve Satan as in, hang on, as in the devil kind of, you know, red guy with horns. In most Satanists aren't followers of the Bible's definition of Satan, if that makes sense. And just because somebody's into the occult, if you came and looked at my bookshelf, right, there's Reiki books, there's aromatherapy books, there's a bucket load of tarot books, but there's also books on well, now there's books on chaos magic and one on demonology, but there's also, because we've done podcasts about that, but there's also books on flower pressing. And just because somebody's got some darker books doesn't mean that they are sending out dark juju towards you. It could just be that that's somebody, you know, that's got an interest in magic as a whole, and not necessarily is this cartoon Disney villain sort of evil witch. Personally, and if they are, have a look on my channel, because there are so many easy ways to stop them, so many very easy ways that you can stop them, right, and get them off to a different place and a different time. Very, very, very easily done. So yeah, I hope that helps. Anyway, I hope that helps, and thank you ever so much for being here. Right, let's have a look. So we have the Kelly vlog is up next. Kelly vlog, is Dante stalking me at my job and home? Oh, I hope not. Is Dante stalking you at your job and home? Let's have a look. So then, Wispy, we are bringing in, there we go. Wispy, we are bringing in Card Cam and cleansing the space. There we go. Let me just bring that. I've moved this, haven't I? I've moved this ever so slightly. There we go. Try and keep the camera there, Lisa, every week. Try not to move it every day. I know. So then, Wispy, Kelly wants to know, the Kelly vlog wants to know, is Dante stalking me at my job and home? Let's have a look. First of all, mundane before magical, Kelly. Mundane before magical. So what I mean by that is, if you think somebody is stalking you, if you think somebody is around you, report it to the police, even if it's just getting logged on a system, because multiple logs, multiple reports give that weight. Okay, so even if you think if you think it's coincidence, okay, fine. If coincidence happens multiple times, maybe that's something you want to take note of and report to the police, because that way they can say, what you don't want to do is have somebody actually stalking you and you tell the police and they say, why did you not tell us before? You know, we've got no record of any of this happening. Whereas if you report every time that Dante turns up or, you know, does something, then at least then there's a record, right? So mundane before magical. But let's have a look at the magical aspect of it as well. So let's, okay, I would take that as a card flip, as a card to be aware of. Now, interestingly, it's come up as what would be the, oh, actually, I guess with this card, it doesn't really matter whether it's the front or the back, because the devil has popped out. Now, again, tarot is not, this is not the Satan devil, okay? This is not the spooky ooky. No, that's the death card, silly bitch. This one. No, I did play it. There you go. Right. Looks very similar, doesn't it? In fact, it looks ever so similar to this. But what the devil represents in tarot is materialism. It represents like money. It represents somebody who is focused on the financials, not focused on not basically they're more about the material things than they are the spiritual things. Okay, so I don't know how this is relating in with Dante, although I do love the fact that we've got Dante's Inferno and we've got this fiery devil that's popped up. So that's interesting in and of itself, right? In and of itself. So then let's do your did I do your cut? No, I didn't. Right, so let's do your cut. There we go. Oh, hang on, it's going again. Is that it? Is that it? Yep, that's it. So then, again, we're doing the wispy. Should we do the inverted? No, we'll do the 7 card. We'll do the 7 card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now I've got the cards laid out. I'm going to do what I should have done with Brian's reading. Now I'm going to do the talisman pull. This is why it didn't make sense, because I need to have the cards to see what is connecting to what. Right then. So we've got air and we've got fire on those 2 cards. Right, air and fire. Interesting. Air coming up with the Hanged Man and fire coming up with Justice. Okay, so let's see. So in the past position, 10 of Cups, right? Oh, were you and Dante together? Were you and Dante dating? Because this feels like there's a little bit of obsessive energy. So for me, and it's not this way around, for me the 10s are when something is overflowing. Okay, so the 9 is full, the 10 is overflowing. So it's like it's filled to the brim and then you've put another splash in. It's always going to be extreme when that happens. There's always going to be an overflow, right? So this coming up is telling me that, so Cups is your emotional suit, the 10 is so together, so happy, so whatever, that it's overflowing. Now this can be, when you say stalkery, this can be stalkery, right? So if you and Dante were together, it's like this is the element where it hasn't gone away even though you've split, right? Does that make sense? Let me just, I'm gonna do what I don't normally do and come on the other live chat. Yes, you were at one point. Ellis, thank you for your question. I'll do yours. You're now second after Kelly. So I've got Kelly and High Priestess 1, 2, 3, and then yourself, my darling. So you were at some point, you were together, right? This is what is happening, right? I'm back off the live chat now. So if you send a message, I won't be able to see it until after this reading, everybody. Right, so this is possible, right? When we've got the devil card coming in and that materialism, one aspect that the devil brings in is possessiveness, because it's looking at the material, owning things over the spiritual, right? So, I think, computer, red alert. I think we've got red flags here. So because we've got the 10 of cups coming up in this position, we've then got the hangman in a slightly different vibe. So the hangman is another major arcana card. Okay, it's normally a very good card because it's talking about waiting, but this has come up in the present position, and it's right next to this basically this is like love never dies, which was the tagline for the Dracula film, right? And that's what this is giving me, and it's really is coming back to this. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Dante said something along the lines of, you know, you are my forever love. I will love you for now and into the afterlife, or bullshit like that, because that is what it's sort of giving me. Now, the hangman card here, the hangman normally is really positive because the hangman hung on the tree of life for 9 days, not 40 as I've said before, and was given the knowledge of the runes, right? So the hangman is talking about self-sacrifice for knowledge. This way round, you can see that the hangman's hands are tied, and this is a much darker feel. You've got these two people here who are missing this way round, right? So they are watching all of this transpire. This makes me feel like I think there is something here with Dante, right? Because this is saying that somebody is just going to wait. They are not going to take no for an answer. They are just going to wait. So even when that time for waiting and sacrificing is over, they're still going to be waiting. So yeah, I would say maybe from the cards so far, maybe the 8 of Pentacles coming up in the influence. This is the nice way, right? Nice 8 of Pentacles, working really hard, working too hard, arguably burning the candle at both ends, but working hard to meet these deadlines. This way round, we're working hard, but look, we've got this spirit child here. The actual work itself is just in the reflections. So this 8 of Pentacles is saying that I do not think that, in this case Dante, I do not think Dante has done working on this. He's putting a lot of effort into this. It's almost like this keeps coming back to this idea of possessiveness with this devil card, right? I'm going to leave the devil card just there. This feels like it's possessiveness, because it almost feels like even though there's a separation here, you can't, or Dante can't let it go. Again, in the challenge position, the obstacle, we've got justice. So it's literally saying that justice is going to be the obstacle. So this isn't just a legal thing. This really does feel, I think Dante is probably, just from looking at the cards, a little bit, maybe a tad unhinged right now, maybe not in the best mental place right now, because this is reversed. So this is like judgment is going against, and almost like he doesn't care about this judgment. It's almost like, you know, I can't have you, no one can have you type thing. Now, I would absolutely say start reporting things to the police, because we've also got the 2 of Pentacles here in how people see you. Now, the 2 of Pentacles, was money involved? Was money involved? Because we've got this element of the 8 of Pentacles here and the 2 of Pentacles here. So they're mirroring each other on the spread. Now, this is the influence, and this is how other people see you. Now, 2s for me are couples. So is this somebody who you met at work, or is this somebody who there was a financial link with? Either way, be really careful. Now, we had earth and air energy coming up with the talismans. So what those two are telling me, air is swords, so that is challenges, and that came up with the hangman card, and the earth card is effectively the pentacles, the work card, the money card, that or element. That's what that goes to, effort and work and hard work and money, career, finances, and that came up around this card as well, the justice card. So there's definitely something work or money related that is unfinished business between the two of you. The advice, we've got the 3 of Wands, bring other people in. This is the reversal. This is where it's more you know, almost too late, the drought is already happening, blah blah blah. This is saying it's not too late. Bring other people in, get advice. This is your confidence, how you see yourself, your self-esteem. 3, as I've always said, 2 is bringing the couples, 3 is bringing in other people. So that is expanding a family or expanding a community. This for me, this is saying you need to be around friends, you need to be around family, you need to be around a support network, but also bring other people in, actively bring in other people. And for me, with everything that's happening here, that would be telling me 100% to let the police know, because we've also got the 7 of Swords as a potential outcome at the moment. Now the 7, this person is basically a thief, and they've come into this. So this, if you imagine ye olde weldy, right? Ye olde weldy battles on horseback and all of that. These are the tents that they would put up. The old armies would live in these tents, and this person or soldier has come along and has nicked 7 swords, but they can't carry 7 swords. It's too much for them to handle. So they've dropped 2, but they're still scarpering with these 5 swords. Now, swords in the tarot deck represents challenges, harms, obstacles, all of those sort of things. And the 7s are about really tough, difficult choices. That is almost like whatever happens, it's not going to be like, there is no easy solution to this, right? This way up looks a little bit different. You can see here that we've got other images in the cards. This person looks more likely to get away with it than they do here. Here they're really close to being spotted. So this is your outcome card, okay? And this is literally saying that this is an illegal activity happening with somebody bringing in and trying to take stuff that doesn't belong to them. So, you know, arguably that would be within the realm of what we're talking about, but also this difficult decision to make, this really hard decision where no matter what happens, it feels like a loss. This for me would be saying that, you know, this is where I think you need to make this decision. It's really weird that my gut instinct was mundane before magical. Speak to the cops, speak to the police, get this reported. I don't know if there was any DV involved in this relationship, but speak to people who have experience of dealing with stalkers and dealing with exes who perhaps aren't ready to let go yet. Absolutely speak to those people. So my instinct is, and again, you make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot is for entertainment only. But my gut instinct is there is definitely something happening here around, maybe not stalker activity just yet, but it's kind of getting that way. So absolutely, I think you're right to ask. And I think my initial advice completely stands. See the police, report it. If they turn up at your place of work, write it down in a book, a bit like you have to with harassment cases. Write it down in a book, keep a note of everything that happens, report them, even if it's only to like community policing officers or whatever else. Report. Make sure there is a paper trail of what's happening. And I wish you nothing but the very, very, very best, my darling. I really, really do. Let us know how it goes, Kelly, because yeah, that feels icky. It feels icky, to be honest. Right then, let's have a look. Let's have a look in their chats. Right. No money wasn't involved, just what you work a lot. Okay. You got a text message from an unknown number yesterday whilst you were at work. You had someone else message the unknown number, and the person said, I heard about a bonfire and wanted to check on Kelly. Very strange. Okay. Then if you think that that's what's going on, get it reported just in case. Just in case you've got your kid's father residing with you at the moment. Okay, just in case, get it reported just in case, right? Because you never know. It really does feel like there is some unresolved connection here. I don't know what all these pentacles, if you didn't work together, I don't know what all these pentacles mean. It could just be the amount of effort that Dante's putting in. And again, I'm not saying that Dante is stalking, but something doesn't feel right here. Something doesn't feel right. It really doesn't. Yeah, as Patricia said, trust your gut at all times. If you think something's not right, chances are it probably isn't. Yeah. Get it reported. Just to be on the safe side, get it reported. That's what I would say. And the red flags, the red lights, the red flags are definitely there for a reason. Yeah, it doesn't feel great, my darling. I wouldn't necessarily say that he's going to be a stalker, but it does feel a bit negative. So maybe nip it in the bud before it goes that far. Anyway, I hope that helps, Kelly. I really do. Right. Yes, that's how I would read that as well. They mentioned the bonfire to let you know that you're being watched. Yep. It's a bit like when someone says, I always love that. It's like somebody saying to me, oh, I always love that sort of black and grey checkerboard top that you wear whilst I'm wearing it on a stream. It lets me know that they're watching the stream. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe. So yeah, get it reported. And anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. And best of luck. Absolutely, 100% best of luck. Right then, High Priestess 123. What are you a High Priestess of? That's what I want to know. What are you a High Priestess of, my darling? Will I meet a partner? Do you know what? My eyes, I've got my new glasses coming on Saturday. So what day is it today? Sunday. Right. Tuesday will be the last day where you have to put up with me saying, oh, my eyes, because I've got my new specs coming. I read that as, will I meet a partner spoon? And I was like, what's a partner spoon? And then I had to double check it. Yeah. So will you meet a partner soon? Let's have a look. We're going to bring in Card Cam and we're going to bring in Wispy and we're going to cleanse the energy and we're going to do all of that now. That's the cleanse. Wispy, my darling, we have a reading for you. In fact, I'm going to swap to the, I'm going to swap. Do I want to swap? No, I don't want to swap yet. I might use the Hanson Roberts in a bit. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what's in the book. Right then, Wispy, High Priestess 123 would like to know, hi, will I meet a partner soon? Will High Priestess 123 meet a partner soon? Now, that is the question. Let's have a look in that there tarot. Right then, Wispy, let's have a look. There we go. One more round, Wispy. 2, 3. Oh, no, that's multiple cards. And that's one card. Thank you, Wispy. That's one card. King of Pentacles. Oops, you can't see it. Hang on. Let me bring it a bit. Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to move the camera back up, aren't I? There you go. King of Pentacles. Do excuse my makeup pad here that I was using when I did my eyeshadow like 2-3 hours ago. King of Pentacles as a modifier. What does that mean? Wow. What? Hang on. Let me do your cut and then I'll talk about the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is work, career, finances, right? Oh, hang on. Come on, cards. There we go. That you drop is work, career, finances. Now the king is normally quite a good indicator of somebody with money, right? But this king is reversed, and also the king this way round doesn't look the wealthiest, does it? It's talking about effort as well as work. This is the king that is in his counting house counting out his money, right? So when you're talking about will I meet a partner soon, there could be a king coming through, right? So there could be there could be that king energy coming in. I don't know, obviously, your sexuality. It doesn't mean that the king is necessarily male, but it's bringing in that king type energy vibe. So the kings make the decisions. The kings are quite authoritative, and the kings are the only card really in the deck, or the only 2 cards in the deck that are above the kings are the Emperor and Empress and the Hierophant, the High Priest, and the High Priestess. So those 4 cards are the only ones really seen as above, because the king represents the kings represent the 4 suits, the 4 kingdoms of the tarot deck. So it could be that there's somebody coming your way with money, or it could be that maybe you are in your counting house counting all your money at the moment and you don't have a lot of energy to go outside and look for a romance. We'll see what happens. Wispy, we're doing the inverted triangle. So we're doing the inverted triangle. So we've got a card that's actually flipped. We don't do that. We do that this way. So we've got the Nine of Wands in the past position, the Knight of Pentacles, another Pentacles in your present position. Let me just sit that one down. And we've got the nine, oh, lots of nines, and the Nine of Cups coming up in your future position. We've got the World reversed as the connective tissue there, the Knight of Swords as the connective tissue, and the Wheel as your base card. Interesting. Right then, so past, the Nine of Wands. I think you are quite confident about yourself, right? You might not feel that you are, but I think when push comes to shove, you are quite confident. And I think you are quite confident in terms of speaking to people that you might like, because this way round, look, you can see that this guard is all alone, but it's a very nice, protected, well suited, like this card is a protective card. End of a battle, but he's still alive. He's a bit dinted, but he's still going. Whereas this way round, this is the same knight. They look a little bit more dinted because their bandage is a lot thicker, and they've got this person here. So this is confidence, and this is basically saying that even though you've probably gone through quite a lot of, or quite a bit, not necessarily a lot, but you've gone through your own hardships and everything else in life, I think your confidence is actually, hang on a second, this glare is doing my head in. Can I stop the glare anyway? There we go, that's a bit better. Is that going to do anything? Maybe. Oh, that's a bit better. So yeah, I do think that you are still quite confident. You've still got I don't know how to put it. I think you're doing all right. I think you're quite secure in yourself. That's the word I was looking for, which is great, because in the present position, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles, money. There is something here going on with money. Now, I do think that there is... I do think that there is an element here in the fact that the knight is reversed and turning away from you. So this is the way the knights would come in. This is the way the knight is going out. Now, I don't know what relevance that has right now. We'll see what this is. But for me, this is saying that that Knight of Pentacles, that money energy is kind of leaving. So the Knight energy is that rebellious teenage energy of, I don't care about the repercussions, I'm going to do it anyway. Now, if this energy is leaving you, then it could be that there's been a period of overspending, or a period where you haven't thought very responsibly in terms of money, and or work, and that's caused some issues that you're now overcoming. Okay, because this is talking about that energy receding from you. Now, in the future, we've got the Nine of Cups. So we've got this sort of floating fairy type image on the card. The other way around is the Duke, if you like. But Cups is your emotional suit. Cups is romance and friendship and all of these positives. And this is coming up in the future. So I do absolutely believe that there is something here. There is definitely something where this energy is going to turn and this energy is going to twist, and that your future energy is going to feel a lot more loving and romantic. So I do think it's coming up. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say before the end of the year, if that makes sense. I do think it's going to be next year, just because I think this energy isn't done yet, right? This Knight of Pentacles, this wibbly work money energy, I don't think it's done yet. It's still clearing. Reason I'm saying that is because you can clearly see the horse is turned, it's turned away, but it's not gone, right? This could have been other cards talking about like finances going and that problem going, but it hasn't quite left yet. So whether that's a mentality or not, I don't know. But it's interesting that you've also got the King of Pentacles with his back turned. So maybe this is talking about, I don't know whether you have been like the ostrich with your head in the sand around finances and not necessarily dealing with them. But it does feel like almost like getting your finances straight has been a priority. Does that make sense? Feels like you're trying to increase your credit score, that sort of thing. The energy that we've got that connects the 9 of Wands, I just clicked on this and I'm not on the right thing at all. There we go. The energy that connects the the 9 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles is the world. Now, I wait for the animation to finish. This version of the world is a lot starker than this, right? We often see the maiden, we see the 4 images around them. Sometimes they're cherubs, sometimes they're these sort of ethereal beings. And you see this, in this case, it's a wreath. This way round, the wreath becomes the Ouroboros or the Ouroboros, the Ouroboros snake. So it's talking about life is an ever ongoing and repeating cycle. Okay, you can see that the snake is literally eating its own tail. Where this is interesting, it comes in is with the 9 of Wands into that Knight of Pentacles energy. So it's almost like you've realized that this repeating cycle isn't for you, right? So you've gained this new confidence and now you're like, this isn't what I want to do. Now the World card is about the tarot, the Fool's Journey in the tarot deck has come to its end and it's all being reset and started again. So it really is talking about this is your chance to step back through and make the future different in a big way. Now, if that means that this financial insecurity is leaving, that's a really positive step, because we've also you've got the Knight of Pentacles and you've got the Knight of Swords, which get you to this Cup card, right? The Knight of Swords, again, you see how this is coming towards you, this is leaving you. So again, this knight behavior, I don't know whether, would you say you've matured recently, High Priestess? Because that's what this is feeling like. It's feeling like the knight energy is leaving, that insecurity, that I'm going to do this anyway, bugger the repercussions, feels like that is leaving you, and you're getting this new sense of wanting to have a more adult, a more stable, a more family oriented maybe future. Does that make sense? Like, instead of being the knights, for me, are very flighty and flitty. They're the ones on the horseback when you know the story of King Arthur. Oh, I really fancy a golden chalice. Right, we're going to go off and we're going to go and hunt for the chalice. Yes, and now we're going to go and hunt for the sword, and now we're going to go and kill some dragons, and now we're going to go and do this. It's very much reactive. And it feels like this energy is like almost like you've learned that isn't working for you. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like. But this newfound sort of security, this newfound sense of maturity, that is what is going to lead to the 9 of Cups. And this could be self-love, right? It really could be self-love, or this could be indicating that you are going to find the one and only true amazing like love of your life soon, like within the next 6 months, say. I don't tend to see more than 6 months. I think this has got a lot to do with your own self-worth, self-confidence, because the root of all of this is the wheel. Now, this is sometimes seen as the Wheel of Fortune. In this deck, it is that sort of vibe, but you can see there is an element here with almost external energies, and then you've got this one where we've got the Magician from the main deck, the majors. We've got the Magician coming in to affect it. Now, this is really positive. Okay, this is, so the Wheel of Fortune is a card that talks about risk and reward. It's that Spider-Man thing of, with great responsibility comes great power. No, other way around. It's only been drummed into us for like 17 films, but anyway, but there is that energy with this card, right? It's about spinning the wheel. Are you going to bet your entire life savings on red? You could win big, you could lose big, and that's what this is coming down to. And I think it's almost like reading the cards this way, it's like you were really confident, you've got this new sense of confidence, you're wanting to determine your own cycle, how you change your future, and not for it just to ride the way that it always has been. And now this is you wanting to manifest that change and make those decisions. As you're doing that, you're leaving behind this knight energy, this Knight of Swords energy. So all of these challenges and hurdles that you created for yourself, you are now leaving and letting them fall by the wayside, leading you on to this greater period of happiness. Now, it does whichever way you look at it, this King of Pentacles is overriding all of this. So it could be that the root cause has been this need for maybe more of a financial safety net. That could be the leading factor, that you want to have this sort of protection and this ability, this nest egg to move forward with, this sort of financial, is it fiscal responsibility they call it, but you want that stability to move forward, to have that sort of safety net. Or this could be that you are looking at maybe a future partner that has this safety net. I don't know, but it does feel like all of this change is leading to your happiness increasing, and that is where loved one's partner is going to be coming in from. It's like if we had another card here, then that's what that would be sort of suggesting, is that that's where the partner energy comes in. So anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really, really do. Let me just go back to the comments and go to change the camera. If anybody wants to know why I changed the camera, because it feels really impersonal when I'm just reading on that one. Here we go. What's that? You can't, hang on. Oh, hang on. Both, you want a safety net so that I meet someone who feels the same way. That's very good. That's a very good way of looking at it. Like, you don't want to meet someone who's got like millions of pounds or millions of dollars or whatever, and you're like, you know, barely able to pull enough money for a McDougall's. A McDonald's nuggets, you know what I mean? You can barely afford that, and you know what I mean? That imbalance is never good. You can't wait to read the comments. Okay, let's read the comments. You have felt that you're making a lot of positive changes. Absolutely you are. And yes, it's a priority. That's good. It's still a little trickle of that clearing up. Okay, that's really good then. If I honestly think whatever changes you've made, keep going that way, High Priestess 123, because it absolutely feels like you're on the right track. This is bringing in your 9 of Cups, absolutely as full as it can be without overflowing. Stability's become very important. Yeah, did I say stability? I know I said fiscal responsibility, which made me feel sick in my own throat. More than just a bumpy ride in terms of work. I'm sorry about that, my darling. I really am. Yeah, thank you, Patricia. I can see and you've come out and popped out on the other side. Well, I'm glad that you have, my darling. I'm glad that you have popped out on the other side. So yes, thank you ever so much for that. I really hope it helps. It does feel like you're doing the right thing. Keep on that track. Keep going the way you're going, and I almost guarantee that happiness will come your way. Whether that leads to a partner or not, the cards aren't clear at this moment. It's too soon to see, but there is absolutely going to be happiness coming your way from that card. That's what I would say. It looks lovely. So yes, right then, Ellis, I've got your reading up next. I'm going to swap cameras. In fact, what I'm going to do, because I need to just slurp my coffee, and so I'm going to, oops, what have I got that's like a few seconds? Here we go. I'm gonna hit this and then change all the cameras and that, and I will do your reading next. Ellis, I need to burp, so sorry. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me, and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Yes, indeed. Oh, look, that's too close, isn't it? Yes, indeed. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Trying to get the camera lined up. Right then, yes, yes, indeed. Right then, Ellis. So, Wispy. It's nice and clean. It's a wispy. Ellis would like to know, can they have a love reading, please? Absolutely, Ellis. Sorry. I know I said I was going to slurp my coffee. I didn't have time. So a love reading for Ellis. We want to, shall we do, okay, Wispy, we're going to do an inverted triangle again. I miss calling it a pyramid, but it really isn't a pyramid, is it? But we're going to do an inverted triangle for Ellis. Okay, so we want to know Is Ellis going to have a big romantic kissy, lovey, all of that coming up? We want a love reading for Ellis, and we're going to do the inverted triangle. So we'll see what the root of it all is, Ellis, whether it's a bum chickawawa root or whether it's a, oh, really, oh, yes, root, if that makes sense. I'm going to stop saying the word root in terms of a love reading because it's making me think all sorts of naughty things. Because isn't that a slang? Like, we're going to have a root means, isn't that Australian slang for like having a shag? Isn't it? We're having a root. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's Australian. I haven't watched any of the Prisoner Cell Block H that I unveiled the other week, that I discovered. I think I was telling that story on the members only. But yeah, I still haven't watched any more of it. And I need to find it. I really do. I need to not find it. I need to watch it. I found it. I just need to watch it again. And then it will tell me that root is indeed an Australian term for shag. Right then, connective tissues and the root. What's the root? The Ten of Swords. Okay. Right. So why is everything at a slant? Have I moved the camera? Yes, I have. There we go. Right then. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles coming up in the past. Hang on a second. Everything's at a funny angle. What is going? Why is that like that? Sorry, everyone. This is really annoying me because we had the perfect angle earlier, and now, oh, there we go. It's the arm. There we go. That makes more sense. Right. So the Nine of Pentacles coming up in the past position. So Pentacles is normally related to work, career, finances, but it's also connected to the earth energy, and it's connected to growth and effort. Now, in a love reading, this is saying that I think you put in a bucket load of effort in the past. Now, whether that is effort in changing or whether that is effort in like finding love or with a previous relationship, it feels like you put in all of yourself, all of your heart, and all of the effort, if that makes sense. That's really is what it feels like. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's it doesn't necessarily mean that that's not being reciprocated, but it does absolutely mean that, you know, for you, I think when you love absolutely fully. Now, interesting that we've got one cup card, which is interesting in and of itself. Right. So I do think you love fully, and I think you love with the whole of your heart, and you put as much effort in as you possibly can. You throw yourself into that idea of finding love and being in love and loving someone. And I think that's really important to you. And I think that's really important in a positive relationship, to be fair. The Three of Cups coming up in the present. Now, this is interesting because the threes are normally talking, I mean, you know, whatever, but the threes are normally talking about the three sisters, the three sirens, the three maidens, the three muses, mother, maiden, crone, all of that. But it's talking about that element of bringing people in. Now, this doesn't necessarily represent polyamory, although for some people it can, but I think this is more talking about you being ready and maybe open for love in a different way at the moment. Does that make sense? It feels like you're being less restricted somehow. Maybe it's like, okay, Wispy, give me that again. Maybe it's like a pansexual moment, situation type thing. I don't know. Sorry, I'm smiling to myself because I just quoted Anne Boleyn Reid. But maybe it's something like that where you're opening up to new possibilities romantically, because it really does feel like I don't think this is inviting somebody in at the moment, but it almost feels like you're opening up your scope. Do you know? No, you're opening up your pool that you're looking at. Does that make sense, Ellis? I don't know if that makes any sense, but it really does feel like you're looking at romance. Maybe not. Okay. Thank you, Wispy. Thank you, Wispy. Oh, I've pressed it. There we go. Obviously, I don't know anybody's sexuality on the channel. I don't know what and who anybody may or may not be attracted to, but this feels very much like you are open to new romantic ideas and romantic partners that you might not have been interested in the past. That feels like this feels like such a loving, open, wonderful kind of card in that sort of, I don't want to say free love because that makes it sound like skanky, but in that free love, sort of proper hippie kind of vibe of, yay, everything's like love one another and we're going to have a hippie commune where we all have orgies, but maybe not. But you know what I mean? It's like there's something here about that being open and open-mindedness, which is also interesting because we've got the Three of Wands coming up in your future. So we've got this element here of bringing in people in the Three of Cups, so expanding horizons, and this is in your confidence and how you feel about yourself. So again, it's sort of like you are going on this journey almost, I want to say, in terms of the Three of Cups is kind of like, it's a bit like, right? It's a bit like, you know, when people talk about like, oh, the moment I realized I was gay, right? Well, the moment I realized that I was not interested in women, I actually had, and this is back before I came out as trans, I actually had a girlfriend. I know, could you imagine? Right, and was only 15, and I was on a bus with her going into town, and somebody got on the bus, paid their £1, whatever it was, 80p back then, because, you know, 3 shillings 6pence, I don't know how much it was, but they paid their fare and went upstairs, and I watched this person in absolute lust, right? They were the sexiest, horniest person I'd ever seen in real life, and it was a man. It was a guy. Well, I wouldn't say man. He was probably a couple of years older than me. And I remember I've got my girlfriend sat next to me and she's going, blah, 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 blah. When we go to town, I really want to go, blah, 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 blah. And it's like a movie. The whole world stopped, went into silence. We did that focus pull thing where it's like the whole world falls away and it's just that person coming into focus. It's like, what? It's literally like, vroom. Now this is in focus, the world doesn't exist. And I at that moment, I was like, oh, I've got no idea what she's just said, because I was looking at that guy walk up the stairs because he was amazingly attractive and I really want to kiss him. Oh shit. I like men. And it took a lot more years to work out that I didn't want to be a man. And that was a whole other issue. But anyway, so for me, it was like there was that moment of awakening. And it feels like both of these cards are hinting at the same thing going on with you. Now, again, I don't know like what's going on in your life, but it feels like both of these threes are bringing in that new openness. And this is your confidence. This is your love life. And it feels like you're in a cocoon almost at the moment. And you're going to step out a butterfly or a moth or whatever. You know what I mean? Mixed metaphors, Lisa. But it really does feel like you're in a transitional period. Now, we've got linking. Now, this is why I love the cards, right? So no major cards, but linking the connective tissue between the Nine of Pentacles, this feeling of a lot of effort put in, a lot of work, linking up with the Three of Cups where you are now and you're in this more open phase. We've got the Nine of Wands. So again, talking about having a lot of confidence. And again, I think this is something where you are actually kind of realizing, hey, maybe I like these type of people, and actually that's okay. If I want to maybe have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a non-binary partner, actually that's okay. And you know what? Maybe I'll have one of each, and maybe I'll have multiples, and maybe, you know what I mean? It's like there is this idea that is coming your way, and it's like you're feeling so a lot more at home in your own skin, a lot more confident about who you are, that this is what's changing. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and then we come down to the base, which is the 10 of Swords. But this is like the Victor's card. So this is like everything's been stabbed, blah, 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 blah. This one is like either there's 2 representations on this card, right? And I know I haven't mentioned this one. I'll come to that in a second. There's 2 representations. We've got the 10 of Swords in that this is your old self who has been stabbed during a moment of an eclipse, and this is your new self stepping out and moving forward. You are out of the skin, the armor. The other way of looking at it is that, oh, excuse me, sorry. My coffee just repeated on me. I do hope you didn't hear that. The other way of looking at it is that there's been such a period of change and upheaval that everything has kind of come to fruition, and that now you are forced to maybe look a different way, because maybe it's that thing of, do you know what? I mean, a bit like myself, right? I tried to be a butch gay man. I tried to be an effeminate gay man. I tried to be, I was a gay goth. I were all of these things, and none of it fit, right? I just could not fit into that mold until I worked out, hang on, maybe liking men isn't the problem I'm having, but being one is the problem I'm that's what it is. And it was literally that moment of realization for me, where it's like, what am I supposed to do? I am unhappy living this life and I can't work out why. And it's almost like that for you. It's like you've reached that point, that nexus point, where you're like, I've tried everything. Maybe actually it's not boys I like, or maybe it's not girls I like. Maybe it's not, you know, being in a one-to-one that I like. Whatever it is for you. Or maybe it's that you're asexual rather than sexually motivated. You know what I mean? It's like there's so much going on with sexuality and love and romance that it absolutely feels like you've reached this point of realization during an eclipse of all things, and now you're moving forward. So we have then got the 8 of Pentacles. So this is when I was saying, and this is the connective tissue between the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. So unfinished business, ghosts that you need to lay to rest, right? But unfinished business. I still think there's a lot of work to do, and a lot of work in a different aspect. So whether you've done a lot of self-work, self-healing, self-love, all of that, I think you probably have got to know yourself. And as we go down the line, we've got a lot of effort put in, a lot of confidence built up to this moment of change and realization. And then we go back up this, maybe some clearing out of some of the work you've already done, but now you know you're going in a slightly different direction, leading to this 3 of Wands here, which is where you are feeling a lot more confident and bringing in more of an open nature to your love life. I don't know whether any of this makes any kind of sense, Ellis. I really don't know whether this is in any way, shape or form, like if I'm way off, then please let me know in the chat. I'm going to come to the chat now, actually. Come on, where's the mouse? Oh, the mouse has gone dead. The mouse had started. Let me change cameras. So yeah, and again, please don't be offended if you are somebody who is, you know, you might be that person in the chat or in life who's like, no, I only like dating this particular type of person, and that's absolutely fine. If that is how you are and who you are, and you haven't changed, or you aren't going through this sort of, you know, open-minded sexual liberation thing, then please don't get offended by me suggesting that. But that is what the cards are really saying, is that there is this openness to you, and it's almost like now for the first time you're starting to feel like hearts not parts, which is what me and Rufus call it. And it's actually that idea of you fall in love with a person, and one day that person might come with outie bits attached, but you might fall in love with another person who's got innie bits attached, or you might fall in love with somebody else and not want to look at the bits they've got attached in any way. And all of that is perfectly valid and perfectly fine. And it's just about you recognizing that you can fall in love with someone for them, not about the outer body they come in, if that makes sense. And hopefully, my darling, hopefully that makes sense. I've just realized as well, I've not done you a talisman pull, so I'll do you that now. Right, one of these is reversed, and that is the Earth tag. So this is the only, hang on, there you go. This is the only one that is reversed. So the earth tag in the elemental, so the earth elemental is talking about growth. It's talking about, again, finances keep coming up, but it's about work and effort and growth. So when you think about green elemental, earth elemental energy, it's about nature, it's about the environment, it's about seeds that grow to trees, it's about all of that. So I do think there is growth here. There is a lot of growth that is happening. So you can see all the other ones came up like with their faces up. I do think there is growth here happening, and I think it's something that you just need to go with and just enjoy and explore. And it may be that your next romance is with somebody who's identified as a boy, or maybe somebody who's identified as a woman, and it could be somebody who doesn't identify as either, and it could be any of the above. But it's going to be interesting, because it really does feel like for the first time that horizon has been expanded. Again, hopefully I've not offended you deeply by suggesting that, and again, it just feels like you're in for a really genuine, authentic time. There's nothing to suggest when that is due, but again, I get the impression that it's end of the year, early, like before spring, maybe before spring, or before late spring next year. Like, it's definitely coming. There's some work to do and some realizations there to get through, and then I think, you know, the next one, or the one is going to be showing up. Anyway, I hope so, because again, we still need a Beyond Authentic Ridgecraft wedding. We haven't had that yet, so yes, we still need that. Anyway, let me have a look in the live chat. Oh shit, yes, that does make sense. Sorry, that was a really loud swear then. It does make sense. You've been questioning things recently in terms of sexuality. Wow. Oh, hang on, you've just posted. Not offended at all. You are actually quite curious that this mirrors some thoughts you've had. Thank you for this. No, again, no problem at all. I have no idea. You feel like you've heard that slang before. What, root? I'm sure it's Australian. I'm sure it is. You've not heard of that one before. Okay. Just go with it. Go with it. See what feels right. Always in life, right? Always in life. If it feels good, go with it. The minute it doesn't, stop. Right? That's whether you are eating too much food at an all-you-can-eat buffet, whether you are doing something sexually that you're kind of not really into, or whether that is drinking some vodka in a bar where it's incredibly cheap vodka and you think maybe this is made with ethanol or petrol and maybe I shouldn't be drinking this, but you carry on drinking this, and then you almost get yourself alcohol poisoning and wake up the next day with the worst hangover of your life, and then realize that actually a couple of months later that bar gets done for selling imported Polish vodka that should have been absolutely binned because it wasn't up to spec and it involved all sorts of nastiness. Not that I've done that personally, you understand. And when my guts were literally rotting and telling me stop drinking the vodka now, the part of me was still going, oh, but it's like £2.50 for a double. I'll have another one. And anyway, on that bombshell. Oh, hang on. You suppose it's a bit frightening, as I've always seen myself as a straight man, but we will go with the flow and enjoy the ride. Do you know what, Ellis? Right? I grieved when I socially transitioned and all of that. When I came through all of that process, I was so struck by the fact that when I got with Rufus, we're a straight couple. Like, when the hell did that happen? When did I become straight? I, for years and years, campaigned for LGBTQ equality, mainly for gay rights and gay equality, as it was back when I was young. I campaigned for that. I wrote letters. I sent bricks to Stagecoach, if you remember. I campaigned for age of consent and all of those laws. I actively was part of that movement. And then it was like, but you're with Rufus now, which means you are straight. And it felt like I'd abandoned the community. I was like, it's fine. We're still trans. We're still trans. We're still LGBT. It's fine. I'm still there. But it really did feel like that. It was in my head. It was such a big, I'm straight. It blew my mind. Blew my mind. That was really hard to deal with. Yes. Yep. But anyway, it's a wonderful world, the world of gender and sexuality. It really is. And on that note, everyone, I'm going to say thank you ever so much. That is the last reading for tonight. Thank you for everyone who super chatted. Thank you, everyone who subscribed. Thank you for being here. And yes, thank you to the amazing group of folks that we call the Mod Squad. The amazing moderators on this channel are bonkers, but they're all absolutely lovely. And I love them all. Why are they bonkers? Because they come and do this for free, and come and help out the channel and keep the channel running and make sure that everyone is singing from the same hymn sheet and that everybody in the community is safe, respected and loved. And so for that, my mods, I owe them everything. And that's all I'm going to say. But thank you ever so much to the channel members. Don't forget, you can join up here, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can join us on the members only live streams. If you want a reading, the members, I always ask, does anyone want a reading? We can do quickie ones, longer ones, all sorts on there. I don't charge for that on the members only lives. We have videos that go up early. There's all sorts of bits and pieces that the members get, plus the pre-live live, and also things like the Candle Club. So if you are interested in joining the membership, the details are just there. Anyway, that is it for me. I'll be back on Tuesday. That's right. I'll be back on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. I hope to see you there. And yeah, have a lovely week. Have a lovely day. If you can't join me on Tuesday, have a lovely week. And I will see you very soon.